Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Plug-in Baby by Muse. I learned this myself from Lick Library. There's the DVD there. So as usual, I know what notes are correct and tuning and everything else. It is in E standard tuning, and there's no verse, as you may have, I'm sure you've heard when listening to the song. There's no verse at all to play. It's just the chorus, a bit of a bridge, and of course the intro, which is, everyone recognises it. So that's where we'll start off. So Matt starts off on the 8th fret of a D string. Now it's quite important to get your fingers in the right position, because once they're in the right position, because it's quite a close-knit thing, it just flows. It's just so much easier to play because there's not much moving around the fretboard, which is good. So the position you want to start with is that position there. So your ring finger's 8th fret of the D, pinky's 9th fret of the D, and your first finger, your index finger, is on the 6th fret of the G, and this second finger isn't doing anything. So that's the position you want to start with. So as I said, Matt starts off on playing the D string, 8th fret, followed by the 9th fret, then you go down to the 6th fret of the G, and he plays that twice. So it's 8, 9, D, 6, G, play twice. Nice and easy. Then he plays the 7th fret of the G, followed by the 9th fret of the D. So it's easy so far. This is how it should sound. And what he does, then he plays the 6th fret of the G again, followed by the 7th fret and the 9th fret. It's nice, easy, just run along. Then you move down to the B string. You anchor at 7 because you're going to do a hammer on to the 8 and pull off. And then all you do is do that run straight back on the G string. So on the G string you play 9th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret. And that's it. So once you've got your fingers in the right kind of position, it becomes quite easy. So this is how it should sound. Play it slowly to start with. Play quicker. So that's kind of the first little bit. There's 2 more to go. So once he's played that, you finish the first bit on the 6th fret of the G string. You then move, you use your pinky to go to the 9th fret of the D, back to the G string 6th fret, followed by the 7th fret, to go back up to the D to play the 9th fret. So the second part, all we've done, play the 6 on the G, play the 9 on the D, then 6, 7 on the G, back to 9 on the D. Then we do that run along again on the G string, so it's 6, 7, 9 on the G. So this is all we've done so far. So from the start. And what he does, he plays that again, 6, 7, 9, plays that twice, and moves to the 7th fret of the B again. So you can have a pattern emerging here. And then, once he's played that note, then he hammer on and pulls off as before. So play it once, and then you play the 7th fret of the B string again, go with the hammer on to the 8th fret and pull off. Yeah, then you go to the 10th fret of the G string. I use my pinky. And then play the 7th fret of the B again, 10th fret of a G again, and 7th fret of a B again. So the second bit should sound like this. I'll just go from the first hammer on in the first bit. So the last note we played is the 7th fret of the B. Then what he does, he bars across the entire 7th fret and just runs up the way. So you play so then he goes from the B 7th fret, goes D, G and D string, and instead of playing the 7th fret of the A, he plays the 9 instead. And then he runs all the way back down on the 7th fret again. This is how it should sound. Then he goes to play the 9th fret of the B string. Since the last note we play is the first note, we also play as we're barring along. So it'd be the last note we play would be the B 7th fret, and we play the 9th fret B string. And so we play that once, then we strike it again, but we're bending the string up to come down again. Then we go back to the 7th fret of the B, and we play the 10th fret of the G string, back to the 7th fret of the B, and the last 3 notes you move up to the G string, play 9, 6, 9. It's nice and slow. This is how it should sound as we go up. And that's it. And then you just carry, then he starts back once he's played that at the beginning. So he plays 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 6, 7, 9. Start right back from the beginning. So this is how it should sound all the way through. Play it quite slow to start with. So yes, and he just keeps playing that over and over and over and over and over again until he decides he's had enough and wants to stop. So how we finish it, once we're back to here again, we've just gone up and down the string, then the B string, then the 10th fret G, 7th fret B, then go up to the G, 7, 6, 7. And as we start again, just as normal, play that twice. And after the hammer on, first hammer on, what he does is he goes back as you would normally do, as I've shown you. But instead of starting again, playing the 9 of the B string, then going back to the 6, 7 of the G, he just holds the 9. So the hammer on the B string, then it's the run back on the G, the 9, 7, 6, and he just plays the 9 and holds it there on the B. So if I run through it once and then stop, this is how it should sound. And that's that. Obviously without the error. Yeah, so then we go, obviously there's no verse, so we go straight to the bridge. So what he does, he has a F# 5 power chord. So he's got the on the D string, he's doing just a power chord. So it's the 9th fret, 8th fret, D string, A string, sorry. Then the D and G string are both the 10th fret, and he just plays that. What he does is on the D string, instead of playing the 10 as he is now, he just moves to the 9. So it starts as a standard power chord, D string 9th fret, A string 9th fret, D string and G string at 10th fret. Then when he moves just from the D string to the 9th fret, from a 10 to the 9. That's the build up. So this is how it should sound. And it goes into the chorus. So the chorus starts on a G5 power chord, so it's the 3rd fret of the E string, and then the 5 of the A and the D. Then he moves to a B5 power chord, where he plays the 2nd fret of the A, 4th fret of the D and G string, and he just plays the B string but open. So he's done. Then what he does, he keeps the F# at the bass, so what he does is just move his index finger up to play the 2nd fret of the E string, and just palm mutes the A string just with his 2nd finger, and plays that, still keeping the D and the G at the 4th fret. And then what he does, just for 2 strokes, he plays just open A, but he just catches the D and the G string on the 4th fret before going back to the G5 power chord. 3rd fret, 5th fret, A and D string. So it's then goes back to the B5 power chord. And what he does an F# chord. What he does, he augments it. So basically what you do, you go to your, so this is how you play it. It's the D string, 4th fret, then it's the 3rd fret of the G and the B. Plays that twice. Oh. When he slides, to play the normal F#, which is the 2nd fret B, 3rd fret G, and 4th fret D string. So that's why it's augmented, because he just raises the 5th 1 fret. That's on the 2nd time round. So basically that's the chorus, because then he starts back at the G5 power chord, 3rd fret E, 5th fret D and G, A and D strings. And then when he plays the whole thing second time round, instead of playing the G5 then going to the B5 to play the augmented A, what he does is he plays the G5, and instead of going to play the B5 he goes to play a D5. So he slides up, so from there he just goes here. So this is 5th fret, A string, 7th fret, D and G. And it's nice and easy because your ring finger slides from the 7th to the 8th. Slide, and then you're right back in the position you need to start the intro sound again. So the build-up and chorus should sound like this. So on and so forth, and that is the entirety of Plug-in Baby. So it's quite tricky just to remember all the notes and everything, but once you got your hands in the right position, it's a lot easier. So obviously the main one is that which I showed you at the start. So 7, 9 on the D, 6 on the G. After that, the other main one is the 7th fret B, 10th fret G. Then it's the bar on the 7. That's really it. Then you would go back to there again. And that's really it. Like I say, it's quite an easy song. Matt plays it with quite a lot of distortion. He also tracks it as well, so you'll play it, record the track, and then play extras on top of it. So it's quite hard to get the exact sound, and uses a lot of fuzz. So if you've got a fuzz pedal, it's perfect to use. That's it really. Hopefully I'll be back next week teaching either Looks Like Kill or Sweet Amber. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.